Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about part one of our garage remodel. This place is a disaster, so much so I'm not even going to show you the ground because there's stuff literally everywhere in here. But we're going to make this a two-part series. First part, we're going to talk about putting up some pegboard that I got right back here and kind of how to do that and get that mounted. And then the second part, we're going to actually talk about pegboard like attachments, and we're actually going to show you some of the ones that we make ourselves with our 3D printer, as well as some of the ones you can buy. So make sure to stay tuned. Okay, so this is the first thing we're gonna do to start getting our garage organized so it's nice and actually usable instead of what it is right now, which is terrible. So in order to mount this pegboard, we got this pegboard. It's about 4 by 8 feet long. We got it from Lowe's. It was like 20 bucks, so pretty cheap. But we can't just mount it directly onto the wall. And the reason is because this is an example of one of the attachments. These go through the holes and then they stick out the back a little bit. If it's right up against the wall, it's not gonna have room to like go through the wall or go through the pegboard and sit up against the wall. It's gonna constantly have issues and rub against the wall. So we gotta have it separated from the wall a little bit. So you can do that in a number of ways. A lot of people will actually do it on bare walls that don't have any drywall up, and that leaves a ton of space behind it if you can do that, or like to. But in this case, it's an exterior wall for a garage. We're not gonna do that. But we do happen to have some extra 1x3s. So we are going to put this up basically on the top of the pegboard, and then on the sides. And we're gonna screw these into these studs, and then we can screw the pegboard onto this. So we need to make sure to mark out the studs first, and then measure these, make sure they're the right lengths, and then get everything up. So went ahead and marked up all the walls where all the studs are, so that way we got that. Now we're basically gonna figure out where we wanna put the pegboard on the wall itself. It's 4 by 8, and I want it to be just above where the counter is gonna be out here for the workbench. So I'm gonna measure that up against the wall and kind of just plot about where I want it, and then I'm gonna cut my top board for behind it to go behind it. So now that I have everything marked, I'm gonna go ahead and get some 3-inch wood screws. I got here somewhere over there. And I got my 1x3s, whatever they are, and I'm gonna mount on the top. I had to make 2 boards because they were only 6 feet long. So I got a 6-foot section and a 2-foot section. We'll get them up. All right, now that we got the top bar or whatever you want to call it in, what we're gonna do is get these sides in. Remember, it doesn't have to be 4 feet because you got the length of that, so that's what, 3 inches, so it just has to be a few inches short of that. Keep in mind, if there's no stud on the very end, you don't want to use it on the very end. In my case, my closest stud to this end is actually right here. So this is where I'm gonna put this piece of wood, and I'll get another one on the other end, which is actually on the very end. And that's where we'll tie the pegboard into the studs at. Next step, we're going to mount the pegboard. So pretty simple. We're just going to take some screws and put them through some of the holes that are in the corners of the pegboard and mount it to the boards that we put up there. So pretty simple. If you have 2 people, it'd be a lot easier. I don't, so you get to watch and laugh. Bad. Now I'm just going to add some extra screws, just a few more on the top and some on the sides to tie that pegboard to those wood pieces. All right, well that's up. That actually wasn't too bad, and it's nice and secure. There's nice space back there. So I just wanted to talk about 2 things that I'm going to start putting up. I may get a little bit done right now, but mostly I'm going to do this in the next video where we get our custom made hooks and stuff. But I did order some hooks and hangers. You can get these on Amazon. There's a link below in the description on the pinned post, as well as for these cups that all go on pegboard. These are really useful, really helpful for hanging tools. So I'm gonna get a few of these hung up right now, but really the majority of our stuff we're gonna make our own hooks for, and we'll show you that on the next video. That is pretty cool. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and get a few of these put in as well tonight, and then call it a night. If you guys do like any of those bins or want some of these to start off with, I do have the links below in the description as well as in that pinned post. I also have links to a bunch of the tools that I used for this, like drills and the level, all that stuff. If you need anything, you can check those out for ideas. Otherwise, we will see you guys in part 2 of the garage redo. Well, guys, that was pretty quick, pretty easy. Check this out. It's already looking so much better. Just wait till you see the rest of the garage when it's all cleaned up and this is finished. Also, if you caught it, put my battery charger on the wall. I've been wanting to do that for a whole long time. So it's looking good. If you guys need any ideas or for tools, or if you want any of these little attachments for the pegboard, make sure to check it out in the description or in the pinned comments. Even if you don't buy them, just check them out. That really helps. And yeah, thanks a lot, and we'll see you on part 2.